Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by SoundCloud Studios, brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Moses the Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook, coming soon, Missing 2, Double Expense, Double Fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by the Sweet Psalmist Space Raina Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 quiz of pains and King David Psalms, Amazon.com, keyword Sweet Psalmist Raina Wagner. Also check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and a link tree at the Mike Wagner Show, 50 podcast platforms, 110 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, plus Apple Music, BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube, and follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok today. We're here with an amazing lady who's a children's author, kindness advocate, and a creator of the Confetti Effect, which is a blog and movement dedicated to the spreading kindness like confetti and helping children grow in character, faith, and confidence. She has graduated from University of Florida in '89 with a Bachelor of Science in Public Relations, and also she's also been featured in Home Shopping Network and several TV commercials. Get to that. She has a new book out, which is a heartwarming children's book that uses storytelling to explain big ideas like friendship, kindness, and more. It's Tale of Two Dogs, live, ladies and gentlemen, plus two in beautiful downtown Orlando, Florida, the amazing children's author, kindness advocate, and creator of the Confetti Effect, and the author of the book, A Tale of Two Dogs, and multi-talented Kirsten Telan. Kirsten, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thank you so much, Mike. I love that introduction.
What's great to have you on board. And of course, I'm sure your two dogs will love it as well, too. So we'll get to more on that. So you're a children's author, kindness advocate, and creator of the Confetti Effect, which is a blog and movement dedicated to spreading kindness like confetti, helping children grow in character, faith, and confidence. You graduated from University of Florida in '89 with a bachelor's in public relations. You've also modeled in Home Shopping Network and several TV commercials. You have a new book, which is a heartwarming children's book, uses the story and telling to explore big ideas like friendship, kindness, and have different makes strangers and better together. Book is called Tale of Two Dogs. For getting all that, Kirsten, tell us how you first got started.
I first got started when we bought our
Way back,
two-year-old dog.
way back,
Oh, way back. How far back?
way back. Hop in a time machine. Way back when you first got started.
Okay, well, I am a ladies' 80s, born in, well, early 60s, but I was born and raised in Boston, Mass.
Oh, okay.
My dad moved us down here to Orlando, Florida. It was a culture shock. He came down here because of a job transfer, and it was hard. I had a severe Bostonian accent. I dressed a little differently, and I think it grew a lot of good characteristics out of me because I always go for the underdog. I
Mm-hmm.
always go for, that person that might not be fitting in or needs a friend. As I uh, continued on, I went to college at University of Florida, as you said, and go Gators. That was a great school where I um, honed a lot of my writing skills in the journalism school there, public relations and marketing and sales. Then I graduated and went on to the entertainment public relations
Mm.
industry. I worked for a company called Church Street Station. I don't know if you remember that, but it was a real thriving, wonderful entertainment complex in downtown Orlando. We had different themed showrooms, and I
Oh,
did all
wow.
the sales and marketing and newsletter for that complex, and then went on to the work for the Orlando Arena, and we brought the
Oh,
Orlando
wow.
Magic.
Working with
Yeah,
the Orlando Magic. How you like that?
yes, it was fantastic. I did a lot of the family shows there. We brought in Sesame Street Live, Discovery Card Stars on Ice, Ringling Brothers, all those amazing family shows. I would sell a lot of group packages for all of that. So
Nice.
I just found myself in that kind of lane. Ended up marrying my high school sweetheart along the way. We have two children that are 27 and 30 now, and
Nice.
they inspired me. I'm always preaching growth mindset. I'm always preaching getting out of your comfort zones. So, they are the ones that challenged me and said, Mom, what are you doing that's getting out of your comfort zone? And I took 3 months of improv acting classes,
How you
and
like that?
it was so terrifying and frightening, Mike. I don't know if you've ever done anything like this, but That led to getting an agent, which is crazy, and that led to a 1-year contract doing a skincare, demonstrating skincare products for the
Oh,
Home
nice.
Shopping Network.
Nice. I was just going to say that you modeled, you starred, and everything like that. How'd you like the Home Shopping Network?
It was fantastic. The headquarters is right down St. Petersburg, Clearwater, so about an hour down the road from me. It was unbelievable being on the show and just I did it for 1 year. It was demonstrating products and I learned so much how to anyway, just how to do a lot of
Hmm.
unbelievable things. Um, then we owned a few coffee shops locally in town.
Oh, nice.
That was interesting. COVID took all of that out, but I did a lot of events. When we closed the coffee shop at 6 at night, we'd open them up for events, rehearsal dinners, Bible studies,
Oh,
weddings,
nice.
business meetings. And then we got two little puppies. We got our Shiba Inu and we got our pug. And we brought those home about 5 years ago. And prior to them, we were a very pug-centric family. We had two pugs that had passed away at age 15 and 14.
Hmm.
And so we decided to get another pug. But what we didn't do, and didn't know what would happen is we bought a Shiba Inu. And my
Ooh.
son lived in Japan for a while. And the Shibas in Japan are kind of like the golden doodles in the US. There are a lot of them, and I had never heard of this kind of dog, this breed, but they are born and bred in Japan. And then the pug is born and bred in China. And the two
Huh.
of these little puppies lived together. And after about 10 months, I started observing them and noticing that they were taking on each other's characteristics. And
Oh.
that is when I sat down and wrote a rhyme, and A Tale of Two Dogs was born. And it is a book about how our differences make us stronger and better together.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And with you being an author, what was that one exact precise moment that simply influenced you into what you do in the rest of your career? Not necessarily author, but just what you're doing right now. The light bulb moment simply said, "That's what I'm gonna do."
I wrote this rhyme in a college ruled notebook. I put it on a bookshelf for 2.5 years. I was cleaning, I was dusting, I pulled it out and I read it's interesting when you read something that you write years later. It is a time travel. It's
Oh
who you
yes.
who you were at the time, what you were feeling and thinking. And I read it, and I even wrote an author's note. And my author's note and my mantra is spread kindness like confetti, be good to yourself and to others. And I kind of looked at it and I thought, what am I doing with this? And my husband and kids said you should try to get it published. And I was thinking, how do I go about doing that? And so one thing, Mike, the older and wiser Kirsten pauses and I pray and I don't try to fit a square peg into a circle peg. The younger Kirsten would have tried to do things that wouldn't have worked out. And so what I did is I stopped, I prayed about it, I didn't force anything, and then right before me, a friend of 25 plus years. I worked with her at elementary school. I think I failed to tell you that I was an admissions director for
Okay.
a private elementary school for over 10 years. Before that, I was a substitute teacher at that school as well and did some mentoring classes for fourth graders. And I also helped with a beginner reading program there. With pre-K and kindergartners. So my heart is with young children in the school like this doing reading programs. And so I reached out to my colleague and my friend, who is currently the art director still at this school that we worked out together. And
Hmm.
she said, I pitched her the idea. I sat down with her, very vulnerable doing that because when you write something, are people going to like it? Are they going to understand why you're doing this? Are they going to want to come on board with you? And sure enough, she said, I'd love to illustrate your book. So that was a friend of mine. And then I reached out to a couple publishing houses out west and one of them said that they were not taking any new authors, but they went ahead and put the publishing agent on that text thread and
Huh.
said that we find the book delightful. We can't publish it at this time, but we would recommend this for publishing. And so that's
Ooh.
how this whole journey began. And Morgan James Publishing, uh, we met, we had several interviews, and they said, don't call us, we'll call you. And about 5 weeks later, they called and said, welcome to the world of publishing.
I
So,
like that.
yeah, it was unbelievable. I said, okay, pinch me. Well, and I've been on a journey with this for almost 2.5 years now. And it
Wow.
just published a few months ago. And I have been going in and out of schools. I do school visits, story times. It's a whole ecosystem that I've created. I came up with some finger puppets. They were part of my vision. It's a way for kids to act out and get engaged. Screen-free time.
Hmm.
They can get engaged into the story and they can travel along through Japan and China, where these
Nice.
two puppies are from.
Oh, that's so amazing. And more Tale of Two Dogs and also Confetti Effect. You get to more of that with Kirsten Telan. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, one target, where truth is illusion and those will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson Zia has garnered great reviews, and Eve 11 endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forge Riley, and Meadows. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon. Coming soon, Missing 2, Double Expense, Double of Fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by a Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 quiz of pains and King David Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives new perspective of David through Psalms he wrote since the time his shepherd started and complicate yet turbo relationship with King Saul. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, hope, and more. Check out the Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and a link to the Mike Wagner Show. 50 podcast platforms, 110 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Apple Music, BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube, and follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. Take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. And support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with the multi-talented children's author, kindness advocate, and creator of the Confetti Effect, Kirsten Telan here on the Mike Wagner Show. And Kirsten, before we get back to A Tale of Two Dogs, you and the Confetti Effect, who are some of your favorite authors and writers in your favorite books growing up?
Oh my gosh, I love that you asked me that. Have you read Atomic Habits by James Clear?
Atomic Habits. No, I like to hear more about it.
Oh, it's so fascinating. It's basically just getting 1% better every day.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, and it talks about goals versus identity. And it's really made a huge impact on me because, we say things like, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds, or oh, I want to run a 5K, or I want
Hmm.
to write a children's book. These are goals that we put on ourselves, and that's why when we have these New Year's resolutions, normally like the third Sunday in January is like Quitters Sunday. Have you heard of that?
Yes,
Because
I have, and in fact, I was reading an article about where the highest amount of sales for health clubs occurs around 1st of January, and then the highest amount of refunds around the third week of January or February. So it's like a real high and a real low. So I completely understand all that. Not know my New Year's resolution is I'm not
what?
making one because I'll most likely break it anyway. So
Right?
well,
That exactly. That's exactly right. And I've learned from this Atomic Habits book that you have to identify it. It's not so much the goal because people give up on that stuff. So for me, I had to identify that I'm a writer. And we put labels on ourselves like, oh, am I good enough? Can I do this? But I had to identify first, I'm a writer. And you just get 1% better every day, and you do things that people don't see you do. You grind behind the scenes. And so it's interesting when people say, "Oh, you wrote a book?" And yes, I did, but they didn't see all that work behind the scenes. My goal wasn't to write a book, it was to just be a writer and get better every day. So that is, oh, if I want to run a 5K, I need to identify as I'm a runner. And
Hmm.
then just every day try to get 1% better. And then maybe I'll run in a 5K. So it's not goal oriented, it's identifying.
That's interesting. And who wrote the book Atomic Habits?
James Clear.
James Clear. Okay, I'm writing this down right now in my show notes. So I just want to make sure that is a really good book. I will definitely read that as well too. How about you? About other favorite authors and writers growing up?
Bob Goff. Bob Goff, Love Does. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he is very sunshiny.
Oh,
He also wrote a book um, about having to love people that can be hard to love. And so he's taught me a lot about forgiveness and how it does start with us having to change our attitude and our mindset because we're not able to control or change other people.
right.
So he has made a big impact on me. Um, I don't know if you've heard of Louis Giglio. He Slay the Giants, and we have a lot of giants in our life. I've had a giant of just being paralyzed in fear with different things in my life. Also flying, and he is reading his books. Has I've slayed the fear of flying. I I've traveled, but I usually have panic attacks on airplanes, and now I don't anymore. And so he is really fabulous for people trying to um, push through a stronghold that they have in their life. And oh, I love reading. I have so many. Squire Rushnell, he wrote and he coined the term God winks. And so I've
Oh
written.
yes, I was going to say something about that. Spelling dog backwards is a god wink, but first explain god wink and the whole thing about spelling dog backwards. I like that.
Oh, he is Squire. It's unbelievable. You want to talk about a God wink? 2 years ago, he reached out to me. I thought it was a scam. He said, "Oh, I just read an article on your confetti effect, and I would like to publish it in one of my books coming up, God Winks for Moms for Mother's Day." This came out in
Hmm.
May. And I thought, what? And that was the same day I found out that my book was accepted and approved by the author board at Morgan James.
Oh,
But
nice.
God winks, it's the idea of seemingly coincidental or the serendipitous events that feel far too um, meaningful to be random. And so it's as if God is giving you a little sign, a little nudge or reassurance that you're on the right path or that you're not alone. So it is far more than a coincidence. It is actually more of a divine origin. And Squire has coined the term God wink. And I just feel like spelling dog backwards is as good as it can get. And I've had several really pretty awesome God winks in my life that I have written about on my Confetti Effect blog, and a few of them he published in his book that came out in May for moms for Mother's Day, God winks. Um, but it's fascinating, and I just think a God wink is good for the soul.
Hmm. And I think it's great, just like chicken soup for the soul, just bring it all together. So I think like that. And of course, you mentioned about Bob Goff when you talk about things you can't control. Maybe think of Charles Swindoll. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but there are some things you can't control, but change attitudes and everything.
Sure have. And John Maxwell, I went to a conference about 4 months ago, leadership conference, and he was absolutely fantastic, along with Christine Kane, who is an author and she writes a lot of leadership books. And one of my favorite things that Christine Kane has said that I have taken away with me is we all should strive to be lighthouses, not shooting stars, because lighthouses are grounded, they're stable, they shine light in dark places. They often attract people to them as well with their light and their positivity. A shooting star can just go, just one direction and then poof, it's gone. So I feel like I like that analogy of
Nice.
a lighthouse. So wanted to share that with you.
Okay, that's very wonderful. I really love that one. Plus the confetti effect. You have a blog, a movement dedicating spreading kindness, like confetti, and helping children, grow in character and everything like that, faith, confidence. And I wasn't sure if I asked, how'd you first get started with the confetti effect?
My gosh, Mike, this confetti effect was born in 2017. And I want to tell you, I worked in the school system for over 15 years. And I didn't realize until I retired from there, the next day I was walking down the street and I kept hearing bells, bells, bells over and over again. And the bells would ring every 45 minutes at the elementary school. Sweet, sweet elementary school. It was departmentalized. So every 45 minutes, the children would change classrooms, go to a different subject. And this I couldn't get the bells. It took about 3 months to get that out of my head. And my point is that I was in a routine Monday through Friday job. And as much as I loved it, I didn't realize that until I left there, that's when creativity started to blossom because I could
Oh.
stop, I could think, I got away from the noise, I was able to be in the moment. And I remember one day I went up to our coffee shop and I sat down there. I thought it was 20 minutes. 8 hours later, I've written articles on forgiveness, getting out of your comfort zones, empty nesting, boundaries. I don't know where any of this came from, but I just sat and I couldn't stop writing. And I've always just talked about spreading kindness like confetti because confetti is bright and fun and you can just it's contagious. It's simple though. It's small. Confetti is little, but it just kind of plants seeds and it creates impact and meaning in people's lives. So that's the day it was born when I realized I was writing all these articles. And what's so interesting, Mike, is that back then they were almost more self-help articles, but over the last 3 years, they've turned into more faith-based
Hmm.
uh, writing. And I think that is a reflection that there was something deeper happening in my heart and my life. I initially wrote from a place of wanting to help people navigate life through offering tips, encouragement, tools for growth. And then over time, I realized my deepest source of help, peace, and purpose was found in my faith. And
Oh, yes. I think that's really important. Uh-huh.
yes, and I realized it was just a starting point. I think the self-help was a starting point, but my faith brought depth into my writing, and it was definitely a turning point. And my blog stopped being just about what worked for me and became more like what God was doing in me. And I think it was also through going through some hard things during that time. I was feeling untethered, and I thought, I need to get myself back and grounded. And so that's what happened.
That's certainly amazing. Did you want to maybe read a couple excerpts from A Tale of Two Dogs for us?
Oh my goodness. Okay, I got it right here.
Definitely. And,
Um,
and, and we'll get to that 1 minute with Kirsten Telan. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mostly Missing, a sweet song inspiration Raina Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 Quiz of Pains and King David Psalms, Amazon.com, keyword Sweet Psalmist Raina Wagner, with back multi-talented children's author Kirsten Telan of A Tale of Two Dogs after this time. We're back with author Kirsten Telan of Attila Two Dogs here on the Mike Wagner Show. And why don't you go ahead and read us a couple of excerpts from Attila Two Dogs? I like to hear about puppies. I love to
oh,
hear
I
them.
love that. Thank you so much. So, as you know, it's about Murphy, our pug, and Mochi, our Shiba. And these are real live dogs from Orlando, Florida. And I also bring them with me to the schools. They're really great with the children.
Oh,
And
nice. That's like your own show and tell, right?
exactly. They come with me. I have coloring pages, finger puppets, stickers, and we have a lot of fun. But the book opens up very vibrant illustrations, and you can find all of this on my website as well. But it begins with wake up, it's a confetti colored sky. Today, two puppies will enter our lives. And we see that mochi is coming from Japan. Welcome to Japan and greetings from China from
Oh,
Murphy.
nice. Okay. Can you open up that page and show it to us for us here?
Oh my goodness. Yes. I don't know if you can
Let's see.
see that.
Maybe up a bit, up. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I like to own those right now. We have a beagle boxer named Molly who's loyal and lovable, but hopefully she'll speak Chinese and Japanese after getting around those two.
I love it so much. Well, as you can tell, my illustrator, my fabulous illustrator, I just said to her, we need to go confetti. We need confetti colors. We need something that's going to capture these young readers, early readers, um, eyes and their attention. And so, and pink and orange and yellow and green, and it is a confetti colored sky indeed.
And certainly is as well too. And you talk about some of the differences you have between the two dogs, maybe just a few of the differences they have and how they resolve differences, or recognize differences and said, "Hey, it's okay." Maybe some examples on that.
That's so great. So Mochi the Shiba, for your audience who own Shibas, they tend to be aloof, independent hunters. And pugs, for your pug people out there, they're playful, goofy. They like to just sit on your lap. They're kind of walking ottomans, if you will. They're not very active. And so what I noticed is our pug is out in the yard digging for frogs and lizards, hunting. And I looked out there, and as I had mentioned earlier, we had two previous pugs that didn't do any of this. And after about 10 months, I thought, could it be true that our pug is now taking on Shiba characteristics? Mochi, she is sitting on my lap. She likes a good massage. She's very present and playful. And I thought, what's happening here? And so I don't think those two would know what to do without each other. And this is also where I decided to incorporate the nine fruit of the Spirit as well, because I happened to be doing a study in Galatians around that time,
Okay.
and I was nudged to take out all of my previous adjectives and put all the nine fruit of the Spirit in my book. And I love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And last week, I just got my 10-day devotional on the fruit of the Spirit. It's called Sprinkle of Confetti
Oh,
on
nice.
the Bible app on YouVersion. So that has been a fabulous win and one of my main goals, but I do believe that it is important to teach these transformative traits um, for all humanity, for adults and for children. So I do have a devotional that I like to read when I go into the classrooms and talk about all of these nine uh, characteristics, these attributes, if you will.
That's certainly interesting. You talked about Romans 8:28 in your books and explain that one. How do you incorporate it into your works?
Oh my gosh, that is just my go-to verse. I do feel that all things come together for the good. And I've seen now, hindsight's 2020, how things have unfolded since 2017 to now 2025. I know that I could never have done this in my own strength. I know that this whole ecosystem, if you will, has unfolded uh, slowly and beautifully and magically. And I say that my goal has to be to encourage, it has to be to educate, it has to be to inspire, and to entertain as well. So those are the four things that I aim to do in all my writing and on my podcasts and just when I go into classrooms and talk to these sweet children, and I love it.
And certainly amazing as well. You're doing an amazing job, Kirsten. And what do you want parents and children and readers to get from A Tale of Two Dogs?
I just feel like in this time that we're living in, I feel like it's so important to just go and do good and create meaning and impact and value for other people. I I always say when I go out into the world, people don't have signs on them that say, I'm hurting, I'm exhausted, I'm anxious, I'm sad. Uh, so it's always important to give a smile to somebody, to hold open a door. I try to pay things forward. If I'm in a coffee shop, I'll buy the person's coffee behind me. Um, my husband and I do this thing called the traveling good when we go on vacation.
Oh, nice.
We like to go and do good. It's small gestures. It's nothing grand. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but when we love people, we meet people out. If we're in a restaurant and a sweet young couple comes in and we're talking to them, and it happens to be they're celebrating their first wedding anniversary,
Oh,
maybe
nice.
we send over a free dessert to them that night. Or
There
if
you go. Good idea. I love it.
if we see somebody, in the military, we'll just shake their hand. We say, thank you so much for your service. There's a lot of things that we like to do, and I like to cut flowers from my garden, and I also like to just put them on random front doorsteps and just create a little confetti, just a little magic.
Oh, nice. Okay, maybe you give a flower to a veteran as well, and show kindness that way too. I mean, the veterans really need it at this time. And then lastly, where can people find your book and website? How do people get a hold of you?
Thank you, Mike. You can go to my website at kirstennelsontelan.com. You can buy my book, A Tale of Two Dogs, anywhere books are sold, Books a Million, Barnes and Noble, Amazon. Um, and I do have my book in some local stores in Orlando. And also my Sprinkle of Confetti devotional is on YouVersion on our Bible app.
Okay, we'll certainly check that out. Here's the amazing multi-talent author Kirsten Telan of A Tale of Two Dogs, and also the Confetti Effect on the Mike Wagner Show. Kirsten, just a few more things. What else can we expect from you in 2026 and beyond?
Wow, I would love to say I'm working on another devotional, and a lot of people have said, will there be a part two of Mochi and Murphy? I'm thinking about it. And I would like to perhaps take my blog, The Confetti Effect, and put it together in some type of coffee table book or devotional. So I have a lot of ideas spinning around my head.
Okay, certainly do that as well too, and we're looking forward to that. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I think preaching and teaching and encouraging people to get out of comfort zones, and there's no expiration on um, when you can do these things. It's never too late. So I'm trying to inspire women, 50s, 60s, and on. It's never too late to do new things, to try new things. And I feel like that is what I'm good at. I like to encourage people and just discover their strengths and their talents.
And certainly it's great as well too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Just to spread kindness like confetti. You never know what someone else is going through. So always be kind.
Okay, and that's certainly a great point as well. Here's the multi-talent author Kirsten Telan of A Tale of Two Dogs and a Mike Wagner show along with the Confetti Effect. Kirsten, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your works?
Please go to kirstennelsontelan.com. Check me out on the Bible app on YouVersion, A Sprinkle of Confetti, my 10-day devotional. And you can buy my book at Amazon, wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Books a Million, Target. I really appreciate it.
All right, that sounds great. We'll certainly do that as well. Once again, Kirsten, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Glad to have you back. We wish all the best. And Kirsten, you definitely have a great future ahead.